First, excuse my very bad English. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow saxophonists, I think there can be no misunderstanding relative to what I am to present to you today. I suppose you are not expecting me to play the latest popular dance tune for you or to improvise a chorus. Furthermore, you in the United States have many brilliant saxophonists of this kind, and it is not for me to imitate them. As you undoubtedly know, my activity has long since been directed toward quite a different field. I have merely tried to prove that the saxophone, just like the other instruments, could have its place in the classical symphony orchestra, and that it possessed all the qualities needed for it to be taken seriously. That it could play as soloist with a piano or orchestra, just like a violin or a cello. In this, it seems to me, I have remained completely in agreement with the ideas of the inventor Adolphe Sax, who, at the time when he introduced the saxophone, around 1840, certainly had not foreseen the coming of jazz. Furthermore, I am not the only one who has been attracted by the possibilities of the so-called classical saxophone, if I am to believe the numerous letters which I receive from abroad, particularly from the United States, and which show how interested saxophonists are in making use of the saxophone other than in jazz. I think that my conception of the saxophone is in no wise original or unusual, for it seems to me quite normal to wish to serve the cause of music, whatever the instrument may be. Is not this the case for the clarinet, or the trumpet, the trombone, or the guitar, all of which, however, are much used in jazz? True, there is a difference of style between the clarinetist playing the Mozart concerto and the one who is improvising a chorus. Nor can we imagine a jazz trumpet player or a trombonist in the symphony orchestra using dance music style for classical works or even for contemporary works. And finally, Andres Segovia, with his guitar, has long since proved that this magnificent instrument can be the means of expression for a great artist instead of just a rhythm element in the dance orchestra. All that is certainly accepted, but this is not so for the saxophone. Most people know it only through jazz and are surprised that anyone should wish to use it for anything else. Such was the case of that charming passenger whom I met on the Queen Elizabeth and who asked me why I was going to the United States. When I told him that I was making a concert tour as saxophone soloist with the Boston Symphony, he could not believe his ears. Like so many others, he was very surprised by this, knowing absolutely nothing of the saxophone outside of jazz. And yet, if I am now in the United States, it is certainly because I was invited by the Boston Symphony for serious symphony concert work. Here, then, is a saxophone being featured with one of the best orchestras of the world. I owe this privilege primarily to the brilliant director Charles Munch, with whom I have played several times in Paris, and who accepts the saxophone enthusiastically. But I also owe it to some of the members of that fine orchestra who have heard my recordings and who thought that the saxophone could very well appear on a symphony concert program. Of course, to justify this confidence, the instrument must be played in such a way that it does not seem out of place in the symphony orchestra. Particularly, one has to avoid anything which might make it seem vulgar. One must strive for a noble, moving sound quality and observe the most scrupulous exactitude in pitch. This constant striving for sound quality seems to me to be the essential goal to attain. So, to start this recital, I am turning to the most noble music of all, that of Johann Sebastian Bach.